On Thursday, October 1st, 2015, a sad tragedy happened on the Umpqua Community College campus. There was a gunman who killed his professor and 8 other students, and he was also killed. That is leaving us a total of 10 dead and 7 injured. The Douglas County Sheriff, John Hanlon, demanded that national and local reporters are not to mention the shooter's name in any last statements he may have said. As the Eugene Record's newspaper executive editor, it is my decision to set forth what policy we'll be using for this case and future cases. The policy we'll be taking is by not releasing the criminal or shooter's name. By this, we will be focusing on the real heroes of the story, the victims. The first steps we took to figure out what ethical policy route we would take would be by using the Potter Box model of reasoning. We looked at our definition, which is that the Eugene Record is a local newspaper and that the county sheriff demanded that we not use the name of the shooter. Some of the values we looked at were our professional and moral values involved in the scenario. Some principles we looked at included Kant's categorical imperative, Islam's 9 commands, and Mill's principle of utility. The loyalties we have are duties to our organization, professional colleagues, and society. Statistics we have found are that there have been 165 school shootings in America since 2013. That is averaging to be about 1 school shooting per week. There also has been about 9,956 people killed by firearms and 20,000 injured just within the year 2015. There's also a recent study led by Sherry Towers, an Arizona State University professor, that stated mass shootings can happen in clusters and news coverage factors into the pattern. In the same study, it is over the contagion effect of mass shooting. This is where the media focus on the shooter and they are providing fame, notoriety, and recognition to the shooter. By removing this incentive the shooter was looking for, shootings may be prevented and media coverage could help reduce the contagion shootings. Under the Society of Professional Journalists Code of Ethics, they discuss minimizing harm and being accountable and transparent. This relates to the UCC shooting because although society is required to know information about the shooting so they are comforted and safe, it is not necessary for us to post the name. Although his name could be stated, it is not necessary and does not show compassion for those affected. Also, under the Radio, Television, Digital News Association Code of Ethics, we also see some major factors such as truth and accuracy above all, and independence and transparency. By releasing the story with the full context of what happened at the shooting and not providing the shooter's name, we are still disclosing facts. Although we are not releasing the shooter's name, we are acknowledging the victims and their families by considering their sensitivity. Eugene Record newspaper supports no notoriety and do not name them. This is a movement created by families whose loved ones have been killed in mass shootings. They challenge the media not to report violent and criminal mass killers' names or photos in an effort to deprive them of the spotlight they crave, and also respect the victim and families injured or killed by these shootings. Our values as the Eugene newspaper are to provide true and accurate information about public events to our citizens. We want to seek the truth and report it, but also take into account those who have been affected. The policy we will be setting for this case and future other cases is not posting the criminal or shooter's name.